Joined now by running back from Miami, Damien Martinez. Damien, appreciate you taking some time with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Man, Damien, thought you looked really good yesterday in day one of practice, but let's hear it straight from you. What were your takeaways from the first day of practice yesterday?
I think it was smooth, just getting my feet back under me, getting out there, playing ball full speed, full pads on, it was good. Just learning a new offense and getting out there with the O-line.
Yeah, and how challenging is that, picking up a new playbook as you get here?
No, I mean, for me, it's pretty smooth, just being at Oregon State, just two different kind of systems, under center, West Coast offense, and then coming to Miami spread, numeric system. It was easy for me.
So, I wanted to ask you a little bit about that transfer. What weighed in the decision and why Miami?
Just new coaching staff came in from Oregon State, so just, wanted to prove I was the best. I didn't think that was the spot for me to, prove I was the best at.
And then once we got here and we got official measurements, I thought 224 pounds, that was a really good mark for you.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that process? Because I think it's a never-ending battle for a running back. What's the right way? Because it's a balance of playing with power and being able to finish through tackles, but also being as spry and as balanced as you possibly can. So can you talk about a little bit of that journey?
I started this year at 230 and then ended around 224, 220. So I kind of halfway through the season found myself like at 225. I was okay, let me stay down here a little bit. Felt more dynamic in and out of my cuts.
It's funny you say that. I think your tape as the year goes on, and some of it's also new offense.
Yeah,
and
that for sure too.
Yeah. And I thought you really started to hit your stride, and it's got to be tough a little bit for the running back in an offense where Heisman finalist at quarterback, Xavier Restrepo, who we talked to on day one, probably going to go somewhere in the top 64 picks. And then the running back position in general right now. Can you kind of talk about, from your standpoint, about to enter the league, how the league views the running back, and maybe even with that, how Saquon and Derrick Henry are maybe changing that image?
Really as a running back in nowadays NFL, you got to kind of be able to do it all. You got to be able to do it all. You got to be able to pass protect, catch the ball at the backfield, run the ball. Everybody can run the ball, but pass protection and then being able to be a threat out of the backfield. It's just something you got to be big in this year's league. Saquon, I feel like he's doing a good job still at everything. He's doing good, running hard. I think he has like 400 carries in the season this year. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, no. And then Derrick Henry, he's just a big dude, running the ball, pure runner. Yeah, he's crazy.
And hopefully what they open up, and this is something that, the draft conversation, running back value is always going to be an interesting one, but free agent value, when you have a star like a Saquon Barkley or a star like Derrick Henry, those guys should be making more than what they are. So hopefully they're opening up the door for second contract for yourself to be the paydays that they deserve, because you're an ultimate playmaker, and when utilized the best way, you may play running back, but it doesn't mean you can't be an overall weapon, like you said.
Exactly,
400 touches or something for Saquon this year. And then even talking about the pass protection side, that was something I really thought you stood out with yesterday. Can you talk to me a little bit about what it is to come here? And no one wants to block. That's not an exciting part of playing the running back position, but knowing it's what you got to do, it stands out in front of scouts' eyes, and what the work has been to be able to improve that side of your game, and then also the pass catching side.
Yeah, just coming from Oregon State, being predominantly under center, not really having the opportunity to pass protect, just more play action, getting to my route. I think I definitely got better, pass protection, as far as understanding what's going on, that's always been easy for me, just because as a freshman learning from my running back coach, AJ Stewart, he kind of set that foundation for me early, just understanding football. So as a freshman, I feel like that was pretty easy, but just, like I said, being able to come show, having the opportunity to just show it and put my technique on tape, just got to be more consistent at it and get better at it, obviously, for the next level. But I feel like my want-to is there. You always got to have that want-to block somebody. You're blocking Fred Warner and stuff, like people like that, so you got to bring that.
It's a buy-in thing. I think you really showcased that yesterday. Well, I'd also love to know, when looking at the NFL, and we've talked about some superstar names, are there any players that you look at as whether it's role models or even just like, hey, I think I play a lot like this guy, I'm going to try to emulate and try to walk that same path? Anybody that stands out there?
Not like in today's league. My favorite running backs to watch is Le'Veon Bell, Arian Foster, and LeGarrette Blount. That's like my favorite three to watch. They're all big guys that kind of move in their own way, so I like that.
Yeah, and also I feel like I'm a Steelers fan, like we were just talking about, vision. Big part of your game too, and I think all three of those guys had really nice vision, and man, if you give them that one cut ability, watch out, big play waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Well, man, we got 2 more days of practice. So can you kind of talk to me about what this week has been like from your standpoint? It's a lot of interviews, a lot of media, a lot of team interviews at that point. And then yesterday with your first day of practice. So how has this been? Sure, some of this is similar to what your regiment was at Miami, but now it's working towards the pro level. So can you talk about maybe similarities and differences to what this week's look like?
So really, I'm just trying to take it one thing at a time, not trying to overstress myself. Really is what I do anyway, just take one day at a time, going about it. Can't really worry about the future or do anything about the past. So you just gotta, like I said, take one day at a time, looking at the schedule, going through it. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this process though, because it's like, people dream about being here, thinking about this all the time as a kid. So I'm just, enjoying this process and taking it all in.
Absolutely. And when we get 2 more days of practice, anything you're hoping to accomplish the next couple of days?
Just go out there and get better, compete against the best.
Absolutely. And it's a loaded running back class. Jim Nagy was talking at the opening press conference, 30 draftable grades, and legitimately I think 30 guys could get drafted at this position. Make your case. Watch your teams draft Damien Martinez.
Everybody can run the ball, but when it comes to 1-2, film, loving football, passionate about it, I don't think there's anybody out there that loves it more than me, wants it more than me. So just sometimes I tell myself, you got to tap into that dark place sometimes, wanting to be the best, and I think that's where I'm at, just wanting to be the best.
That's great. Awesome. Damien, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
You.